Greetings again from the offices of Zerga Corporation. Is this about bounties or something else? Yes, we're still waiting for you to return with the Sand People Chieftain's Gaffy stick. I'll reward you well when you do. We don't have any new information on the subject. It's still possible that they have an enclave in the... And I would remind you that you did agree... I should remind you that you were not retained as a diplomatic representative. You are a hunter, and should go after your prey as we agreed. You are not authorized to do anything other than deliver what was promised. Do so, and don't talk of this foolishness again. Very well. I see that, but do you have the all-important Chieftain's Gaffy? That was what you agreed to get for us. Then I'll take those off your hands, but the real prize is still out there. Farewell. Zerga Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
Ki mulira kung king. Tong hitwama ag iko tune. Chiwi Kakin Baba Chiwi aita ka chong chicha Agi inko tune chuna muri ra Tangit mama jiko na Tongkit pa nongku nek abog Chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornipo Kun muri ras nimo poiwanga Tangit mama ji human act in ikatune Chiwi aita ka chong chicha Agi inko tune chuna muri ra Tangit mama jiko na Tongkit pa nongku nek abog Ki mulira kun king Tong hitwama ag iko tune Baba Hassan Shan No ba mulira tilay kuka Kakin ja nawabagaon Bagwa siyang kontimachit Ichuta Yun patisa, kinbanit chalora kun. Baba Hassan Shan, no ba mulira tilay kuka. Baba Hassan Shan, no ba mulira tilay kuka. Kakin ja nawabagaon, bagwa siyang kontimachit
Tong abu shabu nina wanga kung Taco.
Why are you here, Swoophead? Hunting doesn't give your... Welcome back. It, I, you, welcome back.
Huh? What?
Oh, it's you again. Well, good hunting out.
Thanks for your help. I don't think we'll try holding this position. Did the company send you? Well, you've got a lot. They've taken all the Zerka. You'll have...
Yeah? Yeah?
I'm here.
Master?
What?
Master?
Hmm?
Extrapolation. This guard doesn't appear honored to have the job. Translation. Translation. He will take us before the chieftain, as he was instructed to do. Translation. He did not expect us to return, Master. He wonders if we have brought the moisture evaporators. Translation. Translation. He does not trust you, Master, but you have done more than any other outsider. They will not attack, and he grants you his chieftain's Gaffy as reward. Translation. The attacks will be reduced, and he will allow you to explore this enclave, but be warned that any lack of respect will result in death. Protocol. If you truly want this sadly peaceful arrangement to continue, be careful of what you ask. Translation. Translation. He says that what you seek is far from here in the Eastern Dune Sea. He will give you a map so you can find your way. Translation. His people found it but didn't scavenge it because a crate dragon took up residence in the excavation. Translation. Translation. Your ignorance isn't his concern. He claims there is a hunter that wanders the area sometimes and that you should ask him. Translation. The hunter is a Twi'lek. He will be in the Eastern Dune Sea somewhere. Clarification. We must be more specific, Master. They capture many organics. Translation. Translation. He says that the captive Jawas are slaves and that they have lived past their usefulness. You may take them if you wish. Translation. Translation. He says that by his very presence, this Griff defiles their home and land. He is without any semblance of usefulness to them.
Yep, that would be Griff.
Extrapolation. I would assume we are free to take him. It is doubtful they will even waste the effort to kill him. Perhaps we can do it, Master. Protocol. We should not keep him long. It is an insult to take too much of his time. Unless the plan is to blast him when you are done, of course. Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not that that is much of a worry. Translation. Translation. He says that he will not, Master. There is one storyteller in each clan, and only he may recite the histories. Translation. Translation. He says that you don't understand. They must never be told to someone who might say them incorrectly out of ignorance. Translation. To speak them in error is a blasphemy punishable by death. Only their greatest warriors are even permitted to listen to the tales. Translation. Translation. He doesn't know, Master. His people usually kill outsiders. Since you are an outsider yourself, that would not suffice. Translation. The greatest challenge for a warrior is to face a great dragon, the largest predator on Tatooine. Fight one of those, and bring back a dragon pearl. Discussed. I think he's making fun of you, Master. He doesn't believe an outsider could do such a thing. Translation. Translation. He says there is a dragon in the Eastern Dune Sea. Translation. There is a hunter, a Twi'lek, that is sometimes... Translation. Translation. Stones polished in the gullet of the beast. Apparently they are valuable items. Translation. Translation. He says that the fact that you have to ask, this is just... Translation. His people believe they are part of the land, living with it. You and your kind dare to raise yourself above it. You remove yourself. Translation. That act of removal makes you an outsider, separate from all that is important. You could never understand how unwelcome you are. Translation. Translation. He says that outsiders use machines to convey them and to make their lives easier. This severs a connection with the land. Translation. Connection to the soil must be made through flesh. A sacred animal is the only external tool to be used. Translation. Translation. He says that the robes are sacred, Master, and you would not understand. Sand people are never uncovered outside of the most private moments. Translation. Translation. Never. That is their way, Master. Protocol. Is that wise, Master? They may have assumed that the disguises you used were replicas instead of being taken off their dead. Translation. Translation. He says that the use of these blasphemous things will only be tolerated because outsider interference has forced it upon them. Translation. If your kind had not come here, he would not have to defend their ways or their land. Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
지지야 컴베고 방고 바루가 kuppo hunyario wanga kalaki igratu haku kukiki chigratu nepata wishakala igratu haku 지지야 오금이를 쭈바 쫓구나 구라가 찔자 분사 이그라투 하고 지지야 컴베고 방고 바루가 kuppo hunyario wanga kalaki igratu hunyario 이에 다우비소 긴군 여바물이라지 hunyario 이에 다우비소 긴군 여바물이라지 오금이를 쭈바 쫓 이그라투 하고 지지야 컴베고 방고 바루가 kuppo hunyario wanga kalaki igratu hunyario 이에 다우비소 긴군 여바물이라지 hunyario 이에 다우비소 긴군 여바물이라지 오금이 kuppo hunyario wakati mani korato na kumulira okumigile chona kinjiruma bulala mucha hunyario iye taubiso kin okumigile chupa chokuna kuraka chiza punsa hunyario iye taubiso kinkun yabamurirachi
You there. I'm a high-ranking executive at the Zerka Corporation. There's a big reward if you take me back to Anchorhead.
Griff, don't you recognize me? It's Mission.
Mission? Is it really you? I heard Taurus was destroyed. I thought you were dead. Oh, joy of joys, my little sister is alive.
I have to ask you something, Griff. It's important. I ran into Lena. She said it was your idea to leave me on Terrace. It isn't true, is it?
Well, there's the truth and then there's the truth, you know? I always meant to go back to Taurus's just as soon as I had the credits to pay off my debts. But credits have been hard to come by.
You mean it's true? It was your idea to leave me there? I'm your sister. How could you abandon me like that?
Come on, sis. You didn't need me to look after you anymore. You may have been young, but you knew how to take care of yourself. Besides, you're here now. I mean, everything worked out fine.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me after all these years, after deserting me on Terrace?
Well, that and, could you please get me out of here? You got a tough-looking friend there.
Yeah, you can find your way from there, right? Can you manage that? What? Is there something else?
Well, I wanted to thank you, and, you look like you're doing well. Financially, I mean. Say, could you spare me a few credits to get back on my feet?
You're hitting me up for credits. I don't believe this. Lena was right about you, Griff. We should have just left you to the Sand People. Don't talk to me anymore. Ever.
That didn't go well. Sis was always a little too fiery for her own good. She'll cool down in time. She'll be okay. We had our fights before. Too bad, though. I really could have used a helping hand right now. You may have saved my life, but I don't have a single credit to my name. Say, you wouldn't be able to spare me some credits, just till I get back on my feet, you know? That's it, huh? Figured you'd be able to spare a bit more than that. You know, I'll take whatever I can get. Don't worry about me. I've already got a job waiting for me. Krita, the manager over at the Zerka supply shop, said I could come work for him if I ever get tired of the mines. Yeah, I think I'll go take him up on his offer. You know, maybe there's something else you can help me with. I need to talk to a guy first and set up the details, but if you're interested in a job, come see me in Greta's shop. Goodbye, Mission. I'm glad you're not dead.
Hey there. What
can I do? Look, I'm happy Griff's alive, but I'm mad at him right now. And I don't know what kind of job he's got for you, but I don't trust him. It's probably just another scam. So, is there anything else you need? I always heard Tatooine was nothing. Sorry I can't be more help. Look, I'm happy, so...
I'm tired of waiting, Comed. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Ka chikun ida hotonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar leotunga kun kabe.
Mucho shakpakat. Kieno no damapaole rachikun.
Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podona.
Jedabadawana ni dibobo. Dong na bungsha nununya. Dong patukashmak talea.
Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar leotunga kun kabe.
Jedabadawana ni dibobo. Dong na bungsha nununya. Dong patukashmak talea.
Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chat.
Mucho shakpakat. Kieno no damapaole rachikun.
Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar leotunga kun kabe. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar leotunga kun kabe. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Slimo podonar leotunga kun kabe. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachikun. Runda di hotonga kun hangami. 오늘 군베스 징 발라몰레 카치군 이다하던가 이킹군 오빠 몰래라치군.
제드바도와는 이디보보 동나붕샤 누누냐 동바두카시막 달래야
룬디호던가 군헝가비 오늘 군베스 징 발라몰레 통
무주샥 바카타 키예노노 나마파올레 ajuda. Unga kun visto ajuda. Unga kun visto. Jeda badawana ni di bobo. Dong nabung siya nununya. Dong patukas magtalea. Une hudu. Rananu prata doko shirkasha. Jum apike. Nandayata. Wata yuma wamahuhu nandetik. Shatuni patoga. Wana kus jeda badawana ni di bobo. Dong nabung siya.
Ronda di hotonga kun hanggabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tongking ba nonote?
Mucho shak pakat. Kiye no nama paul.
I'm here. What? How can I help? About my mother? I'm on... Do you think I should? That would just lead to another argument. How I always despised talking to her. I'll think about it. I should try and remember my training. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going.
Hey there, what can I do for you? Look, I'm happy Griff's alive, but I'm mad at him right now. So, is there any...
It's one of those star maps, ain't it? Kinda weird finding it in the back of a crate dragon's lair, don't you think?
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The great dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it.
Say, now that we've got the star map, do you think we can leave this planet soon? I've got sand everywhere.
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets away from Calo Nord in the end. You got lucky on Terrace. The Sith attack saved you from a quick and gruesome death. But I promise you, the Sith won't be getting in my way this time. Sorry, I'm not in this for the credits. You're the only ones who've ever gotten away from me. I've got a rep to protect. Let's go, boys. It's showtime.
You shall fall.
Query, what do you wish to ask of him, Master? Protocol. This will be a very... Translation. Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of hearing... Translation. He says the discussion is closed until you fulfill the... Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master. Translation. Translation. We are... Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller, Master. He has been told of your warrior skills and will speak the history to you. Translation. Translation. There is only one accepted history, passed orally to each successive generation. Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. To commit it to paper or storage is to remove it from the people. Translation. Translation. He says that you dare not question the accuracy of his information. The stories are learned perfectly by each successive storyteller. Translation. In fact, they aren't allowed to speak the stories aloud unless they are exact. Any error is considered a blasphemy punishable by death. Criticism. It seems inefficient to me, Master. A score of apprentice storytellers would be slaughtered each generation. What if the elder died before completing the teachings? Translation. Translation. Apprentices are trained from birth. Very few speak the words in error. Storytellers are most often lost in battle between tribes. Translation. Any tribe that loses its storyteller is obviously unworthy of existing. They lose their connection to history and destroy themselves with infighting soon after. Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may choose not to. Their history is a single entity that cannot be partitioned. Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off. Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient times. They were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings. Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builders. Cautionary. I should warn you, Master, that any questioning of their interpretation may be seen as trying to change the meaning of what was said. Clarification. They may consider this to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for. Clarification. It would appear that they once had a thriving technologically advanced society, but were wiped out by a much more sophisticated alien species. Translation. Translation. He only understands the Builders as an iconic force meant to test the resolve of his people. He is not making sense, Master. Clarification. They claim their stories are repeated unchanged, but they have demonized these Builders. In their minds, they wreaked such havoc they could not possibly be flesh and blood. Cautionary. Master, this line of questioning may be interpreted as attempting to change the story. He may react poorly. Negative. I am no library, but since there is no Republic record of this planet having sentient life before Zerka colonization, I doubt you will find such evidence. Doubting. I don't believe he can, Master. Even if their stories are exact and unchanged, it is likely they were first told thousands of years after these events occurred. This has become very much like a creation myth for his people. There is no date. It simply was. Cautionary. Remember my warning, Master. They may consider certain questions to be speaking the words in error. Obedient. I will ask whatever. Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, and this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches, until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away. Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves. Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes. After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation. The builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime, and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation. They worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying waste to the green that had been misused with fire from above. Translation. Soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free. Translation. Editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the Long Walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things? Resignation. Very well, Master. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted. Translation. So it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine. Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable. I believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master. Cautionary. Remember my Clarification. I believe they were occupied by this technologically superior species for a substantial period. Stripping an entire planet of usable resources would have taken generations. Translation. Translation. He has no number. He claims that those that were taken were examples of the worst of his kind, arrogant and uncaring of the land. Doubtful, Master. This is just another distortion due to their demonization of the builders. It's like claiming an aspect of his people were taken, not actual individuals. Clearly, history has colored his view. Of course, only the inferior meatbags were taken. The remaining were his ancestors, after all. It must have been special. Cautionary. Master, this line of questioning may be obvious. The same reason Zerka Corporation is attempting it now. Expanding empires need tremendous amounts of resources. Clearly. Obvious. Cautionary. Clarification. The occupying force suffered some sort of species-wide plague that lowered their numbers over time. His people used this extended weakness to sabotage their larger ships. The response of the builders appears to have been to lay waste to the entire surface of Tatooine. Doubting. They didn't, Master. They struck a blow, but the storyteller only believes they won because the builders were gone when they emerged from their caves. That does not mean they defeated anyone. It seems clear that the builders simply sterilized their problem and left. The enemy judged them not worthy to fight. Cautionary. Master, this line of questioning may be interpreted... Clarification. I may not have properly conveyed how long they fought with the builders. Given time, any number of armaments could destroy a world. Hypothesis. Perhaps this is another distortion. Their climate may have begun to fail due to their unrestrained development even before the builders arrived. Looking back thousands of years later, such a shift could easily be attributed to the much-hated conquerors. Cautionary. Hypothesis. If his people were moving away from technology for a long time under the builders, they may have had extensive cave systems that could grant shelter. I would also suggest that, given the evidence of the massive shift in the nature of their society, most of them did not survive. Cautionary. Remember. Impatience. Master, I refuse to inconvenience you with this. He spouted names of petty tribal fights in deserts so distant they might as well be across the galaxy. Really, Master, I'm sure it's important to him, but it has nothing of value that you could ever put to use. Agreement. Of course, Master. Just no more of their inane wandering. Obedient. Translation. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgressions, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted. Translation. so it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of I believe I have truncated... Translate. Translation. Now that you have heard the whole of the history... Obedient. Translate. Translation. The storyteller. Cautionary. Impatience. Master, I really... Clarification. They appear to hate humanity with a passion only rivaled by their hatred of the Builders. For some reason, you resemble what they once were. Perhaps there is a lingering fear that you are their tainted selves returning from exile among the stars. Cautionary. Master, if you mean to suggest that humanity is ancestrally linked to ancient Tatooine, you will strain his belief system to its pitiful meatbag maximum. Obedient. Translation. Cautionary. As expected, he is claiming you have committed blasphemy. Clarification. That cautionary. Translate. Cautionary. Caution. Clarific. This. Caution. Translate. Caution.